we have come to discuss this pertinent topic that we all know or heard. We have heard, we know it, and sometimes we come across it in our work or where we live or in our engagements. It is a participatory interaction. So, what do you understand by this word, peaceful coexistence, before I move to integration? It's a participatory discussion. What do you understand by this word? Jay?
Just a trial. Peaceful coexistence, the way I understand it, is living and doing whatever we are doing in our daily endeavors in peace, considering the other people.
Considering the other people. Yes.
Peaceful coexistence is a kind of practice of living together in peace and harmony.
Harmony.
Peaceful coexistence, integration means, I understand it right, living with people of different communities, coming together without discrimination.
Peaceful coexistence.
Also respecting other people.
Yeah, respect is also there. Peaceful coexistence. Are these people, are they forced to live together?
No.
So it is willingness, eh? Yeah, willingly. I don't know whether that word is supposed to be that. Willingly. There is your wish, your will. Peaceful coexistence. Senor? Harmony, no discrimination, respect is there, willingness is there. What else?
Kindness.
Huh?
Kindness.
Kindness.
Mindedness.
What else?
Tolerating differences.
Huh?
Tolerating other people.
Tolerance is also there. So tolerance is also there. There is no fear, that you will be harmed. You support one another. Like now in our here where we are. Do you think we are coexisting peacefully here?
Sure.
Because we are supporting one another, isn't it? Yeah. Support is also there. not by force. That's why we said willingly support. Do this thing happen in our neighborhood where we come from?
Yes, it does.
It does, isn't it?
Yeah, because for you to have peace with with your neighbors, you have to respect your neighbor. That's point number one. You have also to have a good relationship with your neighbors. You have to respect the rights of your neighbors. So it is true that still, like if I may take example of Isli, we are from people from different ethnic groups, and we are doing our businesses here. And for us to thrive well in business here, we must have a sound business environment. And that can't exist not unless we have a peaceful atmosphere. So I believe that must be, we must have that good neighborhood for peaceful existence. Yeah.
So you're talking about 6 conducive. So you've talked about conducive environment. So when we talk of peaceful existence, we mean the environment is conducive for us to do whatever we are doing without discrimination, without harm, without force. Something else that I want to say in regard to peaceful existence here, we've talked about harmony. Harmony, key to conducive environment. This is what we call positive peace. Positive peace. It's not force. But sometimes, without this, we can have peace, but forced on us. Negative peace, like what we have in the country right now. There is peace, yes, but we only enjoy that peace because of the system and structures of security put in place. But if you remove those structures, systems, security system, based on the political environment right now, people will go on the throats of others. But what we have talked about, peaceful coexistence, is when you have this. No discrimination, harmony is there, respect, tolerance, willingness, all those. And I believe that is what is happening here in Isili, where people live together, no matter the culture, the tribe, the race, these people live together and engage in activities together. Let me talk about Kamkunji. So we have Isili, we have Kikomba, Majengo and all that. And we have Shaurimoyo, Kamkunji Business Hub, Bama Market, and all those that are there. So you'll find people engaging in economic activities, those who go to Bama to eat, to buy meat, to do whatever they are doing. It is because they go there willingly and they engage willingly. And the environment is very conducive. And there is no discrimination. Nataka nyama hapa, you'll get that. And you'll get in a hotel that those small hotels in Bama to go and eat. And nobody will ask you, wewe umekuja hapa kwa nini? You come to Isili, you've come to buy your merchandise, you get in a shop, buy whatever you want to buy, you get in another one, and somebody else will ask you, where did you get this? And you are willing to tell him, hapa ndio nilipata. And whenever there are issues that needs to be resolved, you will find everybody participating in that. Not being forced. It is by choice. You get there by choice. Yeah? And you live together harmoniously. There is harmony. You find there is harmony, and people are very happy. Peaceful coexistence. What hinders this? Ni nini inasuia watu wasiishi pamoja kwa amani? What do you think are challenges?
Hiyo umetaja tu bad politics. Polarization, political polarization that brings in radicalization of a particular community based on a particular group based on their ideologies against the other. And they believe that the problem they have, it is because of the other people, the other group. Yeah? So political polarization is an issue. A political polarization. This one hinders peaceful coexistence. Do you think it is happening now? Yeah? Yes.
On the national, it is. It is. You can see there are trumpets of war. People talking ill against others. It is happening. And that one is a threat to peaceful coexistence. What else?
Racial profiling.
Yeah?
Racial profiling.
Hey, racial profiling. Racial profiling. This happens. It happens. It happens. Where, if you look at it internationally, the conflict and that is it economic, international economic superiority, something that where people are competing, and then at the end of the day they start branding other races, giving them a particular name. And you have heard this tag or the word, the West, between the West and the East. Yeah? It happens. It happens. Races. It happens. And this is a threat to peaceful coexistence. Does it happen here in our country? Yeah? Because we are all Africans, but there are other people who have come from other continents to come and live with us, and they become Kenyans. Do we treat them sometimes that like we are not equals in terms of the human being? Yeah, we call them names. How are India? How are Asia? How are Asians? How are, does it happen? Ama hawa wazungu? Ama wazungu pia wana hawa Afrika? And you saw what Trump said. Yeah, we Africans. Yeah, we have. It's like hatuna akili ya kutosha. But it happens. It is a threat to peaceful coexistence. Something else?
As we continue engaging on peaceful coexistence, I think we should also look at factors which promote that coexistence.
Yeah, I'll come to that. But I'm just looking at first the threats to peaceful existence. We have talked about political polarization. We have talked about racial profiling. Something else, poor governance, isn't it? And when I talk about poor governance, I'm not looking at the top leadership. Let us come at our level here, at our level. Because when you have this thing called poor governance, the resources will not be distributed well, and it will depend on the people in power, and sometimes it will bring about discrimination and all that. And that is a threat to coexistence. And if you look at our county, Nairobi, you'll find people talking about, now at the end of the day, they'll start talking about huyu kabila fulani ndiye amefanya hivi. So it narrows down to a tribe. And when it narrows down to a tribe, you'll find people now fighting others to protect and others against. And it narrows down to now to the community. So that is a threat to peaceful coexistence. There's something else that hinders that is corruption. Corruption among the systems within the sectors that are there. And so many. Some of them we have mentioned here. Discrimination, marginalization, all those.
We should also put a lack of a good flow of information also on effective peaceful coexistence. Because if some people don't get enough information, they'll look marginalized. Because by the end of the day, the service providers will not be able to reach them.
So lack of information. Is it A or you? Whichever. So lack of information. Lack of information hinders peaceful coexistence. And I'll give you examples. People have heard, we've talked about violent extremism or terrorism. And you understand this. When recruiters or radicalizers come in and use our religious verses, and because we are illiterate of that information, those verses, we don't understand them. You know, we'll be misleaded, isn't it? And once we are that, you'll find ourselves being recruited into these terrorism activities, and we do things that will affect our peace. Will affect our peace. Sometimes interventions that are put forward in either combating criminal activities, and you remember here, for those who have lived here in Isili enough, understand the interventions that are put forward where there was arbitrary arrest or swoops of a particular community. For those who come from Majengo or Pumwani, understands this. So you find everybody, a particular group of people are being arrested without knowing why they are arrested, but they are linked to activity that happened, criminal activity that happened, when they themselves are victims. So actions of security agents or government or whoever so it affects peaceful coexistence. Now coming to what you said, what should we do to make sure we are peaceful?
Because of the dynamics that affect a certain community in a certain area, there should be a lot of investment in what is known as civic education. And in civic education, should not be confined to governance. It should be based on very well. Watu wafundishwe, people should get knowledge, create awareness, get knowledge on this, and I think this is part of those activities that are happening, isn't it? So it is part of that. Yeah. Something else?
What should we do to promote peaceful coexistence? Number one, we've talked about civic education.
Should also have a well-functioning government. And in this case, I mean, you know, in a place like Kilisli, we are living, we are different tribes here. We have our chief here. We have our member of parliament. So, you know, I have had somebody, like my neighbor here is a village elder. You know, we have those, pastors, we have sheikhs, like, those are people whom we call community leadership teams. And if they organize, if everyone works properly, that is the point. I think there is still a way of promoting peaceful coexistence because it will be a well-functioning group.
So we must have well-functioning systems and structures within our community, government, and all that. What else? Yes.
But there's that other word that is on your board, integration.
We'll come to that.
I will talk about legislation, but I believe we have enough and good laws. So maybe I'll talk about implementation of existing laws that promote peaceful coexistence and integration.
We should also have what we call territorial integrity. In this case, I mean, at one time, those people who live around easily, you have ever seen these mandamanos, business people here. You have your piece of, that small piece where you do your business. Somebody else comes and try to do business there. You see, the fight just comes from nowhere. So,
Comes and he sees this is a shop that he knows by virtue of the law, the way it is, and he's being disciplined, you're not supposed to open or just do business in front of another person's business. Do you even need people to come and enforce that particular law that is there? Because there are laws, isn't it? And you've heard what normally happens. When the law is enforced, others says, tunaonewa. But in real sense, it is him who has infringed on the rights of the other person, isn't it? And something else that come in, corruption is at play here. If corruption is eliminated, do you think we'll have such a problem?
yes, we have.
If it is eliminated, do you think we'll have this? But can only be eliminated if we do awareness, people understand this, and civic education is there, isn't it? So that people understand why they are there. And there are so many things that we are supposed to do. Do we oversee challenges sometimes in this? Do we have gaps? And we have already said issues of gaps and others. We have talked about it. But sometimes there is no political goodwill. Those are gaps, challenges. Political goodwill is not there. Both from, let me say, there is no goodwill, either political or from the community, the people themselves, and maisha inakuwa shida. Kama wewe hautaki kukubali kwamba huyu ni jirani yangu na wewe unaanza kuongea about another tribe, another person, and you don't want him to get those opportunities just like you, or to be served like you, and you call him names. And I've seen this, it is happening in this particular Republic of Kenya, where someone feels it is only us who are supposed to get these services, or the guideline is supposed to be, this guideline is not supposed to be on him, but it just suits us. It happens. And that is a threat to peaceful coexistence.
Yeah, I also have an issue, the issue of discrimination between the able-bodied and those with disabilities.
Yes.
You will find out that maybe this is a person with disability who has really qualified for that work. But you'll find out that never maybe he applies for that work. He will not be able to get it because he's on a wheelchair. So I think if there will be no discrimination, it doesn't matter whether this person has a disability or not. People should be treated equally.
Yeah. So, discrimination and marginalization of people with disability. Different, we call them different?
Able differently.
Yeah, able differently. So, it is there, it is within, and that is a challenge when it comes to peaceful coexistence. This is a product of this integration. I decided we discuss this because I know once all these are okay, this one is in there, this one is okay. Because we are integrated in any way, we are integrated. But do we see the fruits of integration? Integration just means living together. People of different background, diverse, we live together. Yeah? We have heard of this word, integration. Even when people come from, and I know Mosh has this, and you attend, sometimes you attend these meetings of court users committees, and people talk about integration of the people who have been released from prison, isn't it, into the community. People talk about integration of maybe someone was amepelekwa rehab, now you are being integrated in the community. And even the offenders, yeah, that have been maybe kept somewhere, secluded from the community because of maybe the punishment and all that. And people talk about, like here in Sili, people talk about the refugee community that have been in the camps for so many years, and they want them to be integrated in the community so that they can engage in social economic activities, just like any other person, to earn a livelihood. Yeah? So integration means that we live and work and do our activities together, people of different backgrounds, or because of particular circumstances that forced us to move out of that particular community and to be secluded elsewhere. And I've talked about crime, I've talked about so many. So you'll find when it comes to integration, what hinders integration is suspicion. Like here, people, when you talk about the refugee community, people are suspicious. And one of the things they say is these people will access our documents fraudulently, through corrupt means. They are a threat to our security. And that's what they talk about. And those are the suspicion. I talk about suspicion. But based on what we have discussed in peaceful coexistence, if we live together and there is harmony, is there a problem? If we are integrated and there is harmony,
There is no problem.
yeah?
No problem.
So we'll help one another. We'll support one another. Yeah? And I'm saying this because we have our brothers from who ran away from their country. They are here with us, and they have businesses. They have been given documents, isn't it? Alien cards, you know them. And they do business here. Would you tell this is an alien and this is a Kenyan? You can't.
Not unless you go to the documents.
Yeah. So that means you have accepted this particular person the way he is. You have tolerated this particular person. You understand him and you work with him. And you also appreciate what he's also doing. And he also appreciates that you have given him accommodation. Because he's living with you. He's living with you in maybe your houses, your buildings, all that, your premises. You live together. And you engage in different activities together. Some of them are development activities. Some of them are education activities. You go in the same, you get the same services, like in hospitals, water, and all that services that are provided together. And they also participate in those activities. Maybe they also pay bills. They support in activities that are there in the community. And that's the time you'll say you are integrated. Integrated. Just living together. Living together in harmony, but understanding you are different. You're different. You come from different. You are diverse, the background, but you live together and support one another. Without what? Force. The word force without force. It is willingness. Yeah, willingness. Like my brother here, when you went to buy maybe your land somewhere that from your home, and you moved from that home to that particular community, did someone force you to go and live in that particular community? And when those people accepted you and sold you their land and supported you to live in that particular community, did someone force them? And now you're living in that particular community, and many others who have maybe you met or also came from elsewhere. That's what we call integration. There is, now you fit in that particular community and be part of that community and participate in all the activities and programs of that particular community without coercion, without force. And we say, what should be done to make sure that integration we promote integration? What should we do? Sasa tukinyamaza namna hii bana sasa you know, we all came to learn we maybe there's something that I don't know and you know, or yeah, and you can be of helpful the other person. What do you think we can do to promote integration? These things are here. It is this. Yes?
I start.
Okay, start and then him.
No, okay, maybe the reason why we are silent, integration, not just in the Republic of Kenya.
Yes.
We can just take it in general, worldwide.
Yes, globally.
Globally, yeah. Globally. It's a very complex issue. You know, we cannot just say that this is the solution. It's complex, and it's something that, you know, you handle it case by case because of the different dynamics. Because now when you're talking of integration, first of all, we are talking of people who are of different religious backgrounds. We are talking of people who have different ethnicity. We are talking of people who have different cultures. We have people who have cultural practices which are completely different. So when it comes to integration, we cannot say that we have a solution. We can only say that to a certain degree, maybe if we do ABC.
Yes.
For example, we can say that integration in the aspect of economic development, whereby, regardless of your ethnic background, we attempt to integrate you in economic empowerment. Like, for example, I can just take in Kampunji. Because in Kampunji, the only way we can say that we're integrating the community is through a conducive economic environment, whereby you'll find that there's an alien who legally, not chini ama kimagendo, legally is able to operate a business, thus getting some income. You can go to Gikomba, where we have Ugandans, Burundians, Congolese, Tanzanians, all of them are operating in the open, legally. You can come here, we have the Ethiopians, Somalians, we even have Egyptians here who are doing some good artisan works here. So you see, we can only not take it maybe piece by piece. Economically, we can say that in the Republic of Kenya, we can say economically we are trying. Because even most of the legislation is to enable a conducive environment to earn. But now when it comes to the other aspects, the social aspect, we have a challenge. Social aspect, we have a challenge.
The reason why I posed that question is Because people may look at integration in the perspective of the people from outside the country, across the border. What about us, the Kenyans, the nationals, isn't it, the citizens? We must understand and agree we come from different backgrounds and we are diverse. And we all meet, let me give an example of towns or cities. We all meet in those cities, but we come from different communities. And we integrate. We come with our own cultures, and we are trying to fit those cultures to work together and support one another. Maybe I met you here, isn't it? In Nairobi here. I come from different community. I didn't know who Muturi was. Yeah? I didn't know your culture. I don't know how you looked at me. Yeah? But we have integrated, isn't it? But we are working together and accepted one another, and things are moving. Yeah? And we are supporting one another. Yeah? Despite us having different cultures. Same to professionals. You have different professionals, and they work together, and they have integrated enough, and they are doing their work without the other person maybe feeling that this is of more advanced profession, yeah. Others feeling superior and others feeling inferior, but working together. Yeah? I've talked about those people who, by virtue of maybe those who became in conflict with the law, and sometimes they are put in prison or somewhere else. And for a particular period they've been there, maybe for some for 1 year, 2 years, or 10 years. And the time has come for them to go back to the community, to be integrated. How do you receive them? How do you support them? So integration does not mean that look at the other people, people from across the boundaries or internationally. It is us at the community level, yeah, then national level, and then globally, international level. Yeah? And if we are integrated enough, the benefits are there. Benefits. One of them is this, peaceful coexistence. We live in peace. Number two, our economies will grow. And give yourself an example of Isili. It has grown economically. Why? Because we accepted to integrate other people, and they came in with expertise and skills and knowledges, and we have also benefited from them, isn't it? Yeah? So it might change the society positively. But we are not integrated, however much we live together. We'll fight, we'll enhance insecurity. There will be no peace, isn't it? Suspicions will be there, divisions will be there. The profiling that we've talked about will be there. We'll be profiling some particular people. Some people will be profiling you and all that. But when we are integrated, peace is there. Peace is profound. Peace is profound. So whatever we've discussed here is what brings the two together. Peaceful coexistence and integration. We have really integrated. By virtue of us coming from different backgrounds, we have integrated. Isn't it? Yeah. So you go to New Isili, you'll have different teachers from different communities, different backgrounds, different, they were trained in different institutions, yeah? But them working together there, they have really integrated and they support one another, and the other person learn from the other person and they move forward. And if you go there, you'll not know that this teacher was trained in Kenyatta University and the other one was trained in Moi University. They're living together. Same to this particular community. We have professionals here living with us, isn't it? We have been integrated completely, isn't it? Together. We have business people integrated. We have people, just residents of this particular, they just live here. And people of different backgrounds. We have different cultures. We've talked about Ethiopians, we've talked about Somalis, we have talked about Kikuyus, we've talked about the Luos, the Luyas, all living together. Yeah? And they work together. So the benefit is you will grow, you will learn from another person. Your capacities will be built. You will get knowledge. But we've said for us to enhance that or to promote that, there must be civic education. So we continue learning and coming together, giving dialogue a chance. Yeah? We must have full functioning systems, government systems, community systems, all those systems that are there. We must have mutual respect to the other persons, whether it's religion and all that. There must be mutual respect and understanding that yes, on Friday at 1, Muslims will go to pray to mosque, and maybe on Sunday and lunch hour we'll have our Christian brothers going to church to pray. So we tolerate one another. Tolerance is also key. We must tolerate one another and know that the other person is also very important to me. So you'll find a doctor, a Christian, a teacher, a Muslim. But will you say that you will not take your children to school because the teacher is not a Christian? Will you say I'll not go to the doctor, I'm a Muslim, because the doctor is a Christian? Yeah? So understanding all that, living together, understanding the importance of the other person, and accepting and appreciating this particular person. That's the time we'll say we are integrated. Yeah? And we'll have a peaceful society that coexists. Coexistence just means coexist. We live together. Yeah, we live together. So when we understand that we live together, we coexist. And I come from a different community. He comes from a different community. He's a different profession. He has different profession. All that, but we coexist together. Mm-hmm.
In your narrative, you'll find that at least you have expounded on that integration in terms of at the bottom line is that all these factors contribute to your well-being and at least your financial status. But you find that at the social level, there's a certain degree of integration which we are yet to achieve. Because as you have spoken, why do we have all these political upheavals? It's because of that social aspect whereby when it comes to politics, you are no longer my friend. From that, the social aspect, I think there still are some challenge. You know, it is something that is hidden because we are working together. There is no problem. We are earning and earning. So we are not going to have an issue. But after 5 years, we are going to have an issue. So you see now on the social aspect, we still have we still have a long way to go.
Interest.
Yes.
Interest. And that is what is killing the world. Interest. You see what happened with Ukraine and Russia. Because of interest of other people, the war in Russia and the war between Russia and Ukraine has not stopped. Just that people realized, or in their thinking, they decided to go and establish a military base in a particular territory. So Russia felt threatened, and that is why we have that war. If this other group, the NATO group, if they didn't establish a base, a military base in Ukraine territory, and you know Ukraine was part of the larger Soviet Union, USSR. And you know what happened. And so many countries. So the Russia felt threatened. And that war erupted. Up to now, they are still fighting. But if today NATO decide to withdraw or end the base, dissolve the base, do you think the war will continue? It will not continue. And what is happening globally, what I'm talking about now, the social aspect, even politically, it's about interest. Some people feel if our person is at the helm, or the person we support is at the helm, despite him working and earning, and you earn the same salary, you will find after 5 years you'll be fighting. You ask yourself, why are you fighting? He's not earning more than you. The only thing you're fighting because of another person. But even if that particular person comes into power, you'll still remain the Omosh that you're there, or the Muturi that you're there. You'll earn whatever you'll continue earning. And you'll be promoted based on your skills. And maybe even when that particular person you are supporting comes to power, you may find Omosh being promoted, and not you. So those are the things that people don't understand. Yeah? You'll wake up every morning to go to work and look for livelihood. Yeah? You'll not be given for free. So if you don't go and work, will you get anything? Yeah? What you only need from the government is conducive environment for you to operate in. That conducive environment is very key to any given government, be it America or that. Everybody is yearning for that conducive environment for businesses to thrive, isn't it? So why should we fight? So that's why we are saying we are talking about integration. So whoever comes into leadership, it does not matter to you Because if that particular person is making sure he doesn't marginalize you, he respects you, the structures are good, governance is there, everything is there, yeah? It doesn't matter. In the developed world, it doesn't matter who comes to, who becomes the president or the prime minister. Because systems are there, and they work, and they do their work. There's no interference. It's only in Africa where the person who comes comes to power starts interfering with the systems. But in the developed world, it is not like that. What's the time? 11:30, yes. 11:30. What are the gaps? So you've talked about activities that you want to do. You've talked about civic education. That's an activity, isn't it? You talked about that. You talk about all that. And I'm seeing awareness, those interventions that are there, including dialogues and all that. Okay. Advocacy. Advocacy, isn't it? So, and then sometimes are resources available? Huh?
Not enough.
Not enough. The resources are available, but you are a resource. How many you are not a resource? Okay, financial resources, isn't it? So there's not enough financial resources to support activities that are there, community activities that promote integration, peaceful coexistence and integration. So we talked about polarization. What should we do to end this political polarization? It is an issue that after every election, it comes. What should we do? Because it is something that we need to, as Kenyans, as Kamkunji, although our Kamkunji is good, yeah. What do we need to do? Because it is a problem. It is hindering development and peaceful coexistence. Why should I start hating Farida here for no apparent reason?
I think it has come, the time has come where we should now, how can I put it? We can say that there is, the generation that are coming to pass now, and there's this generation that is coming. We who are here now, it's a high time we start taking advantage of this new wave of this upcoming generation. We enhance that interest that they are now showing in matters to do with the well-being of the country. So instead of now sidelining them, we can shape them.
We can shape them.
Yeah, we can shape them. And mostly through these, like you have said, these dialogues and everything.
Just a moment. Anybody else who have not written on that? Have you written? Okay.
So we can.
There too.
yeah, we can take this advantage instead of shunning them, like now what is currently going on. We are not embracing them. You know, we are not bringing them on board. You know, we are putting it as if that's a different entity from us. So we should not integrate them into whatever we do. We should not bring them on board. You know, we should not accommodate them. So I think it's a high time. Because you see now, what I believe, if that generation is nurtured, you know, nurtured with the good guidance, we might shape and we might remove that mindset that has been bedeviling us for the last 50 years.
Okay. Wamuyu, from Lolongo.
Yes.
Based on this issue of drug and substance abuse, issue of organized criminal gangs, issue of illicit brew, does it affect peaceful coexistence and integration in where you come from, based on your perspective, and what do you think can be done?
We should create awareness during the chief barazas. We can also do door-to-door dialogues, and especially more on youths. Yeah.
And when the youths decide to come and or say they will salamia you, they'll greet you.
They do.
Yeah?
They do.
Is that not a problem?
It is.
Does it affect here?
Yes.
It affects?
Yes, very much.
So it's a problem right now.
It is.
It is, isn't it? So those are the challenges that are there, because people have decided they'll come, and whatever you come, if you say something that is that does not augur well with them, and it is for the good, common good of the society or the community, they'll say, we'll come to greet you. And greeting is something different, isn't it? So it affects peaceful coexistence. So these interventions that people take, these actions that people take, that go against or that violates the rights of the other people, so must be dealt with. Those are the gaps. Yeah? Those are the challenges that are there within the community. And I wanted to know whether in Mlolongo, because this thing we have not said, issue of organized criminals, illicit brew, and yes, it is an issue. It is an issue. And I don't know.
Just remember in Biafra there's a tension right now, but hakuna si kila mtu anatambua. Hiyo group of youth walianza tu kukaa pale moja kama inaitwa base. Sasa hapo Biafra ukiingia estate na kuna those Masais wanaendesha pikipiki wako na parking. So those boys from our side wanaenda kuambia lazima watoe pesa. Every day ati wakipack the pikipiki sama wanini lazima watoe pesa. We have a church Salvation Army of which walikuwa wanajaribu kuambia there is a garage, church and shops. Unapata hiyo group ya vijana imekaa mahali moja wataki kujituma. Wanaenda church wanaambia wakubwa wa kanisa mfute hao Masai mtuandike sisi. So I tried that, lakini chini ya maji because siwezi page expose pia ni challenge. Unapata unaambiwa hiyo utasalimiwa. Na sasa imebidi unajificha, but I don't know if we can get a solution to that problem. Juni kitu inaanza saa hii. Unaambia watu ni Masai warudi kwao. They're supposed to be in Kenya. Hawafai kuwa hapo, sasa wameweka boundaries. Ati nje ya gate hapo ndio mnafaa mkue. Ukikuja hapa gate ni kwetu.
So it's a threat to integration.
Yeah.
Kuna problem. So you understand now the problems that are there within us and affecting peaceful coexistence and integration. Because these people are supposed to live together. Yeah? Peaceful existence is just living together and tolerating one another and working together. So we tolerate and work together. Isn't it? Yeah. Side by side existence. Sio ati sasa whatever hiyo maneno unasema. Na mumejaribu kuongea na chief huko.
Kesi alikuja. Mimi nafuatilia lakini nyuma chini ya maji. Nasikia walijaribu kutuliza but those boys wanakuja tu na mpango pole. Nao wametoka from their base, wamekuja kwa gate. Wamekeep pale ndio mali yao kukaa. So I don't know bwana Muturi ni California ward. I don't know tukitoka hapa kama tutafind a solution. Ndio isikuje ikakuwa vitu kama Mungu kilianza hivi. Na nilizo organized groups zilianza vitu kama hizi kuanza sasa hivi mapema italeta problem in future.
So those are the threats too. And whatever intervention that you're talking about, so it's like you want to promote peaceful coexistence so that people live together in harmony. I know poverty has been cited as one of the things that hinders coexistence. And people will start looking at the other person as if God has placed him so much and left the other person. And he feels now for me to live is to get from this other person. Still, civic education systems are if systems are functioning, proper functioning systems. Kuna security systems, kuna community systems. Hata hiyo nyumba 10 ambayo sasa tunasema, those systems, if they are functioning and community values are there and people are following those community values, you will not hear that. You will not hear that. So it means there is a problem. And it means there is no harmony. There is no discrimination. Now there is discrimination and marginalization. There is no respect. Like now people are forcing others to pay. Like what normally happens in matatu industry. Yeah. Kijana anakaa hapo, conductor anakuja anaujaza watu, akishamaliza lete. It happens, isn't it? It happens. So we must do a lot of sensitization. And we said here, peaceful coexistence is where people live harmoniously, willingly, without force, and they live side to side, and tolerate one another, and respect the other person, appreciate the other person. Despite him coming from different background, we appreciate one another. And the benefits are immense. There will be development, there will be creation of jobs, there will be circulation of money, all that. The benefits are immense. And we learn from one another. There will be support to others in terms of education, in terms of whether it is those social activities, whether it is death, hospital, whatever it is, whether it is dowry payment and all that, people will support one another. But if there is peace and there is integration, but I know in our community, in our society, in our country right now, politics, a problem. A number one hindrance or threat to peace and integration. And you'll see people moving away. Even now, if you get outside there, or whatever is happening in the country, you'll see people moving in masses from Mount Kenya, who are not part of that, moving to other regions that they feel they are okay, they are safe. And you'll see some moving from Rift Valley, yeah, to regions they feel they are safe. That is dangerous. And it is brought by politicians. The other area is, we've talked about cattle rustling. Cattle rustling, a cultural practice of a particular community. And for those people who have seen or come across the definition of radicalization, radicalization. It's either political, cultural, and let me say political, cultural, and religious. But that is also a threat to peaceful coexistence. Because how do you wake up, you form a militia group to go and attack a particular community because of taking their animals? And you want to live with them. That's also a threat to peaceful coexistence, because these are the people you're supposed to live with them side by side. And now, you are terrorizing them. You are terrorizing them. That is a threat to integration, peaceful coexistence and integration. And where we have those activities like those ones, there is no development. No development at all. No development. Because no education will take place. No roads that can be built there because of fear. No security. So everybody is running away. Or everybody runs away from such an environment because it is not conducive. Where peace thrives, environment is conducive. The security of these particular people are guaranteed. But in those particular areas where we have cattle rustling, no peace. In areas where people fight for resources, pasture and all that, like in the north, Marsabit, sometimes you see Gabras and Boranas fighting. And they fight because of a resource. Maybe a borehole has been sunk somewhere. Instead of them working together to benefit from this borehole, they fight and they kill one another for a resource that is supposed to fight them, to help them. Do you think in that particular place there is peace? Do you think we'll have integration? Do you think people will live together, side by side? They will not. Because these people, this resource is supposed to be there to help you. So you live together side by side, appreciate one another, work together to improve this particular resource so that it becomes of helpful to you. So when it is helpful to you and you're working together, then we are saying you are coexisting together, and whatever activities that you're doing, you are integrated. Yeah? You are integrated. There are, I'm just giving examples. You go to Narok, Transmara, and you find two clans of Maasais, they are all Maasais, the Ngishus and the other one, they have lived together, they have intermarried. They speak the same language. They are all Maasais. But you find them fighting, and the other is telling the other, you have encroached in our land. And the land people are talking about, nobody lives there. And you'll find others destroying other people's crops. And you saw a team, a group of youth, organized criminals, went and burned thousands and thousands of acres of sugarcane that is supposed to help them, that is supposed to uplift their living standards. They destroy it. But when you go there and you see everywhere is green, their industry, the Mara sugar industry is thriving, people are going to work, economic activities are taking place, people living together, you find them in the market, working together, doing their things together, buying from one another. So you get them in either a religious institution, worshiping together, praying together, doing their things together. That's the time you'll know they coexist and there is integration. They embrace one another. They appreciate one another. They work together. They are all one. You'll never tell whether this one is an Ngishu and the other one is the other one. The language will be one. If we go to those sites of Moroni, for those who have been there, Moroni, where the Kalenjins and the Luos fight, and they steal each other's animal, and they live together. If you will find that particular Moroni, things are okay. Everybody is happy. They work together. They support one another. Then you will know they coexist and integration is there, taking place. They are together. They don't fight. You will know things are good here. There is a conducive environment. These people appreciate one another. But we need to do more. We need to work we need to put in an extra effort. Make sure civic education is taking place where we are. We sensitize our community. Yeah. We practice. We respect sanctity of life, and we be disciplined as Kenyans and not fall in the trap of the politicians and the other people with their own selfish interest that will divide us as Kenyans, as Kamkunji community. Let us work as one. So when there is peace, we know there is conducive environment and integration is taking place and developments are going on. And by that time, we'll be happy. We'll be happy. What's the time? 12. We'll be happy. I'm sorry because this place it seems it's very hot, and it is because of what is happening globally. When we must also tell, you'll not learn, you'll not grow. Just walk out
get out of that, we call it soft landing, isn't it? Where you just sit there and feel good, you're okay, and you speak the same language, you sit like what that lady said, you have your own heart here and whatever, you not see the importance of the other person. So this is about when their mothers want to go very fast to go and pick something, they get onto those riders, and they are taken to the markets or wherever they want to go. But after some while, the same young people, they get to those riders and want to be paid. So they don't see the service these riders are doing, are providing to their community. So if those riders are removed there, who will suffer?
No one.
Yeah? So they are the same people who will suffer. Yeah. So they should learn to live with them. They coexist. That's why I said we are diverse. Talked about teachers, talked about drivers, talked about different professionals, business people. We coexist. But we also appreciate the other person's profession and the other person's work, because it is also important to us. Yeah? Nobody, you can't live in your own island alone. In your own island. You can't. That's why you need another person to exist, so that he's able to do the other work. Because this particular person does not have, in the skills that you don't have, the other person has those skills. Yes, ndio.